My mother screamed, "You'll hand over your business to your sister. If you want a relationship with this family," so I walked out and never looked back. Before we move forward, please show some love by subscribing and share your location in the comments. I love seeing where our family is watching from. The smell of my mother's peach cobbler should have been my first warning. Mama only baked when she wanted something, and as I walked into that dining room, I saw them all sitting there like a jury. My mother Eileen. My sister Connie. My Aunt Lorraine. Even my grandmother Nana Ruth wouldn't meet my eyes. "Sit down, Elena," Mama said, her voice sugar-sweet and dangerous. I'd just closed a deal that morning. My marketing firm, Elevate Strategies, had landed a contract worth $200,000 with a major Atlanta retailer. At 28, I'd built something real from nothing. 3 years of 16-hour days, maxed credit cards, and ramen dinners had finally paid off. "What's going on?" I asked, setting my purse down slowly. Connie smiled, but it didn't reach her eyes. My older sister had always been beautiful. Everyone said so. But while I was building my business, she'd been floating between retail jobs and bad relationships, always landing back at Mama's house. "We need to talk about your company," Mama began. My stomach dropped. "My company?" "Our family's company," Aunt Lorraine corrected, leaning forward. "Blood built that business, Elena." I laughed, actually laughed, because surely this was a joke. Blood? I built Elevate with my own money, my own clients, my own. "With family support," Mama interrupted. Her eyes had gone cold, that look she used to give me when I disappointed her. "Connie needs this opportunity. She's struggling and you're doing so well. It's only right that you share." Sure. That word hung in the air like poison. "Share what exactly?" My voice came out steadier than I felt. The chandelier above us, the one Daddy installed before he died, swayed slightly from the ceiling fan. I focused on it, needing something solid while my world tilted. "Connie should be co-owner," Mama stated flatly. 50-50. She needs stability and you need family support to grow. I turned to my sister. "Did you ask for this?" Connie examined her acrylic nails, French tips, fresh from the salon I'd paid for last month. "I mean, you could use help." Mama's right. I've been through a lot lately. A lot lately meant her boyfriend Kevin had finally left after she wrecked his credit. But I held my tongue. "I built Elevate from scratch," I said slowly. "I took out loans in my name only. I worked every client relationship. Connie, you don't even know what my business does." "That's harsh, Nellie." Nana Ruth finally spoke, using my childhood nickname like a weapon. "Family helps family. Your grandfather would be ashamed of your selfishness." My grandfather. The man who'd slipped me $200 when I was starting out, telling me to dream bigger than these small minds could imagine. They were using his memory against me. "This is insane," I whispered. "What's insane?" Aunt Lorraine said, pulling out her phone, "is how you've forgotten where you came from. We have receipts, baby girl. Every family dinner you missed, every call you didn't return while building your precious company. Receipts." They'd been keeping score. Mama stood, smoothing her church dress. "You have until Sunday to transfer 50% ownership to Connie. We've already consulted a lawyer, Deacon Thomas's son. He'll draw up the papers." "You consulted a lawyer?" The room spun. "About my business?" "Without telling me." "We're telling you now," Connie said, and I caught something in her smile. Satisfaction. She was enjoying this. "And if I refuse?" I asked, though I already knew. Mama's face hardened into stone. "Then you're not my daughter. You'll be cut off from this family completely. No holidays, no birthdays, no Sunday dinners. You'll be dead to us." The air left my lungs. Dead to them. For refusing to hand over my business. "You're not serious." I looked at each face, searching for sanity. Nana, you're really okay with this? My grandmother sighed heavily. Connie's had a harder road, sweetheart. You were always the strong one. You'll be fine. But your sister needs you. Had a harder road. As if Connie's choices were somehow my responsibility to fix. I watched you choose men over your daughter, I said to Mama, my voice shaking. I watched you enable Connie's mess for 32 years. I worked 3 jobs to pay my own college tuition while she partied on your dime. And now you want me to just give her half of everything I've built. See? Aunt Lorraine pointed at me. That attitude right there. That's exactly why you need to humble yourself. Humble myself. By surrendering my dreams. I need air. I stood abruptly, chair scraping against hardwood. Sit down, Elena Marie. Mama's voice cracked like a whip. We're not finished. But something in me had already broken. Or maybe it had finally healed, I couldn't tell which. Actually, we are. Think about what you're throwing away, Connie said, standing too. For what? Some little business? You can always start another one. But family? You only get one. Some little business. 3 years of my life she just dismissed in 4 words. I thought about the first client meeting when I'd worn my only suit, the one from Target, and convinced a skeptical CEO that my vision was worth believing in. I thought about the night I'd cried in my studio apartment, wondering if I'd made a massive mistake leaving my corporate job. I thought about every pitch, every proposal, every small victory that had built Elevate into something real. You're right, I said quietly. You only get one family. And I thought I had one that would celebrate my success, not try to steal it. Steal. Mama's voice rose. How dare you? After everything I've sacrificed for you. What did you sacrifice? Name one thing. I grabbed my purse, hands shaking. You left me and Daddy to chase that man to Houston. I was 14, Mama. 14. You know who raised me? Daddy did. Alone. Until the heart attack took him. The room went silent. We never talked about that year. That's not fair, Mama whispered, but her eyes showed I'd hit truth. You want to talk fair? Something unleashed in my chest. Let's talk about how you blamed me when Daddy died. Said the stress of raising me alone killed him. I was 17, Mama. 17 and grieving, and you made it my fault. Connie shifted uncomfortably. She'd been in college then, away from the aftermath. That's ancient history, Aunt Lorraine interjected. We're talking about now. No, it's all connected. I turned to my sister. Connie, remember when I loaned you $5,000 3 years ago? For your boutique idea? Her face flushed. I paid you back. You paid back $800. Then blocked my calls. I pulled out my phone, scrolling to old messages. You said, and I quote, "Stop being so uptight about money. That's why nobody likes you." Elena, Nana Ruth started. No. My voice came out stronger now. You all want to talk about family? About sacrifice? I have been sacrificing. My whole life I've been the responsible one. The one who didn't need anything. The one who figured it out alone. I looked at Mama. You know what Daddy told me before he died? He said, "Baby girl, don't let them dim your light to make others comfortable." He knew. He knew exactly what you'd all do. Your father didn't understand family loyalty, Mama said coldly. He understood that love isn't supposed to come with conditions. Enough. Connie slammed her hand on the table. This is exactly why we didn't just ask nicely. We knew you'd act superior. I looked between them. How long have you been planning this? Aunt Lorraine smiled. Since you posted about that big contract on Facebook. We had a family meeting, a real one, and decided it was time you contributed properly. A family meeting. Without me. About my business. Connie's been struggling since Kevin left, Mama continued as if explaining to a child. She needs income, stability, purpose. Your company can provide all that. My company provides that for me. I shouted. Because I built it. See how selfish she sounds. Connie appealed to the room. Everything is I. Show her the lease, Aunt Lorraine said suddenly. Connie pulled papers from her purse. My purse's expensive twin that I'd bought her for Christmas. I already signed a lease for office space downtown. Told the landlord I was co-owner of Elevate Strategies. First month's rent is due Tuesday. My vision blurred. You did what? I had to be proactive, she said. You would have stalled forever. This way you have to make it official. That's fraud, I breathed. You committed fraud using my business name. It's not fraud if you make it legal. Mama's logic was insane. Just sign the paper Sunday. Problem solved. And if she doesn't? Nana Ruth asked quietly. Mama's face became granite. Then she's choosing money over family. I need to see something. I pulled up my business bank account on my phone. The one only I had access to. Or should have. There was a withdrawal from last week. $1,500. Memo. Office supplies K. Davis. You're already spending my money? My voice was deadly calm now. Connie had the decency to look slightly embarrassed. Mama said you'd be okay with it once we talked. How did you access my account? I might have borrowed your laptop last month, she mumbled. When you were in the shower at Mama's. Saved the password. Identity theft. My own sister had committed identity theft. This is illegal, I said. All of this. The unauthorized access, the fraudulent lease, It's not illegal between family, Aunt Lorraine interrupted. Stop being so dramatic. I laughed, then really laughed because the absurdity had reached new heights. You genuinely believe that family relationships exist outside the law? We believe in taking care of our own, Mama said. Something you've forgotten. I opened my email, fingers flying. I'm looking at my business records from last year. Let's see. I paid for Connie's car insurance twice. Covered Mama's mortgage payment in July. Bought Nana Ruth's medication in September. Aunt Lorraine, there's that $1,000 for your emergency in October. That's just money, Lorraine dismissed. Right. It's just money. Until you want half my business. Then suddenly money matters. Mama's eyes filled with tears, her signature move. How can you throw our love in our faces like this? We're not asking for much, Elena. Just what's fair. What's fair? I stood gathering my things. Tell me, what would Connie contribute as co-owner? What skills, what clients, what value? She'd be the face, Mama said quickly. Too quickly. They'd planned this answer. You're too serious, too business-focused. Connie has people skills. She'd handle client relationships while you do the back-end work. The back-end work. My client relationships. The ones I'd built through networking events, cold calls, and countless coffee meetings, would become Connie's. While I did back-end work. So I'd work and she'd take credit? I clarified. She'd network, Nana Ruth corrected gently. You hate that stuff anyway. This could work beautifully. I did hate networking. But I did it because building a business required it. And the profits? I asked. Split 50-50 while I work 70-hour weeks and Connie networks? Maybe you should work less, Connie suggested. You're always stressed. I'd bring balance to the company. Balance. She'd bring balance by doing minimal work for maximum benefit. Let me get this straight, I said slowly. You want me to give Connie half my company, let her represent my brand, split all profits equally, and just trust this will work? Yes, Mama said firmly. That's what family does. No, I replied. That's what fools do. Aunt Lorraine's face twisted. You ungrateful little. Careful, I warned. I'm recording this conversation. I wasn't, but their faces showed panic. Good. You wouldn't, Mama said. That's illegal in Georgia. Actually, Georgia is a one-party consent state. I can record any conversation I'm part of. Thank God for my lawyer friend Tasha who'd mentioned this once. And I've recorded everything since you mentioned consulting Deacon Thomas's son. Silence. Beautiful shocked silence. Elena, baby. Nana Ruth's voice turned pleading. Don't do something you'll regret. Family is forever. Is it? I looked at each of them. Because you just said I'd be dead to you if I refuse. That doesn't sound like forever. That sounds like conditional love based on what I can provide. We love you, Mama insisted. We just need you to see reason. Reason? My laugh was bitter. Reason is my sister stealing money from my account. Reason is you consulting a lawyer about my business without my knowledge. Reason is threatening to disown me for not surrendering my livelihood. That's your version of reason. You're twisting everything, Connie said, her voice rising. We're trying to help you. Help me. By taking what I built. That's not help, Connie. That's robbery with emotional manipulation. Fine. Mama stood abruptly. You want to play hardball? Let's play. You refuse this, you'll never see any of us again. Sunday, Mama continued, her voice ice cold. Come to church with the papers signed or don't come at all. And we'll make sure everyone knows why. Your cousins, the church family, everyone who helped raise you, they'll know you chose greed over family. You'll slander me? I asked quietly. It's not slander if it's true, Aunt Lorraine said. You are choosing money over family. No. I picked up my purse, hands surprisingly steady now. I'm choosing self-respect over manipulation. There's a difference. Elena. Nana Ruth's voice cracked. Please. Don't leave like this. Your grandfather wouldn't want. Don't. I held up my hand. Don't use Papa's memory to manipulate me. He taught me to stand up for myself. He taught me that love without respect is just control. So that's it. Connie's voice turned shrill. You're really going to abandon your family? I'm not abandoning anyone. You're pushing me out for refusing to be robbed. I looked at Mama. You raised me to be strong, independent, capable. Then you punish me for becoming exactly that. You can't have it both ways. Get out, Mama said quietly. Deadly. Get out of my house. Gladly. I walked toward the door, then turned back. One more thing. That 1,500 Connie stole? I'm filing a police report. The fraudulent lease? Also reporting it. And Mama? Change the narrative however you want, but I have bank records, text messages, and now this recording. Truth doesn't need your permission. The door slammed behind me before anyone could respond. My hands shook so badly I could barely grip the steering wheel. I sat in Mama's driveway for 10 minutes, crying so hard I couldn't see. 28 years of trying to earn their approval, and it came down to this: surrender everything or lose everyone. My phone buzzed. A group text. I was already removed from Davis family group chat. Then individual messages started. Cousin Michelle, can't believe you would treat your mom like this. Uncle Jerome, family first Elena. Disappointed. Cousin Tasha, the lawyer one thankfully, call me. Now. I drove to Tasha's apartment in Buckhead, my vision blurred with tears. She opened the door, took one look at my face and pulled me inside. Tell me everything, she said, pouring wine. I did. Every word, every threat, every manipulation. Tasha's expression grew darker with each detail. Jesus, she whispered when I finished. Elena, this is financial abuse. And Connie accessing your account? That's actual crime. They said it's not illegal between family. They lied. Tasha pulled out her laptop. First thing tomorrow we're filing reports. Bank fraud, identity theft, attempted coercion. And we're sending cease and desist letters about the fraudulent lease. They'll never forgive me, I said quietly. Good. Tasha's voice was fierce. Forgiveness implies you did something wrong. You didn't. They tried to steal your business, Nellie. Your business. Would you forgive that? I shook my head, crying again. Then stop expecting yourself to accept abuse because it comes from family. That weekend was hell. My phone exploded with messages from relatives I barely knew, all telling me what a selfish disappointment I was. The church prayer chain was apparently praying for my hardened heart. Someone posted on Facebook that I'd abandoned my struggling sister in her time of need. I didn't respond to any of it. Sunday morning I woke up to 17 missed calls from Mama. I blocked the number. At 10 a.m., church time, I met Tasha at the police station. We filed every report: unauthorized account access, fraudulent use of business name, harassment. The officer, a woman named Detective Harris, listened carefully. This happens more than people think, she said. Family members assuming blood relation means shared assets. It doesn't. Your business is yours legally. By noon, cease and desist letters were sent to Connie, Mama, and Aunt Lorraine. By 2 p.m., I'd changed all my passwords, added security alerts to my accounts, and contacted the landlord about Connie's fraudulent lease. He was furious. Apparently she'd forged documents with my company logo. Monday morning, I had a consultation with a business attorney about protecting Elevate. Tuesday, I filed restraining orders after Aunt Lorraine showed up at my office screaming. Wednesday, I got a call from Nana Ruth. They're saying you've lost your mind, she said quietly. That you're having some kind of breakdown. What do you think? I asked. Long pause. I think maybe we pushed too hard. But Elena, it's done now. The damage is done. Come home, apologize, and we can move past this. Apologize for what? I asked Nana Ruth. For refusing to be stolen from? For having boundaries? For wanting to keep what I built? For how you handled it, she said softly. The police reports, the lawyers, the public humiliation. I didn't humiliate anyone. I protected myself. I took a deep breath. Nana, I love you. I love all of you. But love doesn't mean I have to let you hurt me. She hung up. 6 months later, Elevate Strategies landed another major contract, this time worth $500,000. I hired 3 new employees, all talented professionals who'd earned their positions. I moved into a beautiful loft in Midtown. I started dating again, met people who celebrated my success instead of resenting it. I also started therapy. Dr. Washington, a kind woman with locks and infinite patience, helped me understand that I'd been trained since childhood to manage everyone's emotions except my own. You were the family's emotional support animal, she said once. Not a daughter. Not a sister. A resource to be utilized. He was right. I haven't spoken to Mama, Connie, or Aunt Lorraine since that day. Nana Ruth sends birthday cards I don't open. Cousin Tasha, lawyer Tasha, became my best friend and eventually joined Elevate as our legal consultant. Sometimes I miss them. Mostly I miss who I hoped they could be. But I don't regret walking away. That day in Mama's dining room, underneath that swaying chandelier, I had a choice. Surrender my dreams to keep toxic people comfortable or bet on myself. I chose me. Finally, I chose me. And my business, Elevate Strategies, is thriving. Just hit 7 figures last quarter. Turns out I didn't need their support after all. I just needed them to get out of my way.